Solve tan x equals 2.3 for 0 degrees less or equal to x less or equal to 360 degrees. Give answer to one decimal place. Tan x equals 2.3, which is also equal to opposite over adjacent, which can be written as sine of x over cos of x. I'm using x here because this is x. So in order to find the actual angle, this is tan of x, an angle. X is an angle. In order to find the actual angle, we need to divide both sides by tan. So we get x equals 1 over tan. If you're dividing by something, you're basically multiplying it by 1 over something. So 2.3 into bracket there, that's times 2.3. Therefore, in indices, 1 over something is something to power minus 1. So that's x equals tan to power minus 1, 2.3. So if we get the calculator, turn on the calculator and press shift, tan 2.3 close bracket, x is 66.5 degrees. We're going to use this angle. This is one of the angles to find the rest of the angle. I have divided circle into 4 quadrants. This is the first quadrant, second, third, and fourth quadrant. We measure angle anti-clockwise. So the angle starts from 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, back to 360 degrees. I'm using a cast diagram which has a unit circle. So a unit circle implies the radius equals 1. The angle I just found is 66.5. If I draw the angle from there to that, just as x, this is just an estimate of the angle. So this angle is x, which is 66.5 degrees, and that has a tangent of 2.3. So I'm just going to put here 2.3 for the tangent. It's positive, it's all positive here. For cast, all is positive, all three trig ratios. Tangent, sine, and cosine. Sine is positive, tangent is positive, cos is positive. So tangent is positive here, and tangent is positive here. So if we extend that line up to that point here, just extend it. So that will be, again, vertically opposite angles are equal. So that will be x in that sense. And so this angle, so tangent will be 2.3, so it'll be positive. How do we make sure that's true? We could check. They could ask you to check, why is it positive? Well, you can see sine is negative here, because that's sine. So this vertical line is below 0, so that's 0. So that's sine. Sine is negative here. Cos is negative here, so this is between that and that is cos. So cos x is negative. Negative over negative is positive. That's why that's positive. Cos is positive here, so if I extend that line down, if I just extend it down like that, okay, so sine is positive, sine x is above 0. Cos is above 0 for x here. So this is positive as well, so that's cos x. Sine, positive over positive is positive, so that's positive 2.3. Well, if you go that way, just for the fun of it, so just extend that line to the top there. So just extend it to the top. And that means that will be the angle we're looking at. So this is the angle here. Okay. So again, that's the angle of x. You can see sine is positive here, so sine x is positive, but cos is negative. So positive over negative would be negative. So that would be minus 2.3. But then if you extend it here, back down here, if you extend it all the way down, it will be the same problem. Right, and if you just extend that one up there, so you should get around the same. Okay, so sine is negative here, sine x is negative, cos is positive, negative over positive would be tan, so that will be minus 2.3. There you go. So the question is referring to 2.3, not minus 2.3, so we don't want this, we just want those. So the angle we're looking for are that one, so that's 66.5 degrees, and the other angle will be that all the way to there, because we measured in clockwise direction. So the x value, so that would be 180, because that's this angle in a straight line is 180. So you go 66 there, and then you add in another 180, that's another pi. So the angle we're looking for are will be 66.5 degrees, and then 180 plus 66.5 is 246.5 degrees. So we couldn't go any beyond that, so that's 66.5, that's 246.5, so that's 246.5 degrees, and that will be 66.5 degrees. So those are the angles we're looking for. And we couldn't go any beyond that, then that will be over. If you go all the way there, it'll be over 360 degrees. Another way you could have done this is to use your tangent function diagram. So you could have used tan function diagram. So tan, if this is pi over 2, that's another pi over 2, but this is minus pi, this is 0. And that will be the line of asymptote here. So let's just use ruler to just make it a bit tidy. So that will be the line of asymptote for tangent, another line of asymptote. So that means the curve will start from negative infinity down here all the way to 0, and then up to positive infinity. So this is the line of asymptote here, this line of asymptote. That means the curve never touches it. And then the next curve will be starting from negative infinity again, and then get to 0 here, and that's what we call, if that's 90, this is 90 degrees, 0 degrees, minus 90 degrees, so that will be pi. So that's 180 degrees. And then the next one will be, so let's just put it here, that will be pi, 3 pi over 2, and that will be line of asymptote. So here you go, just draw another line of asymptote. So it's just a rough sketch here. And the curve will then go all the way to the positive infinity. So that's 2 period. So from there to there, is a pi. And from there to there is another pi. So the period occurs every pi. And then the next one hasn't finished because we have to go to 360 degrees, 0 to 360. But the next one will start from here, negative infinity, all the way to that. And that will be at 2 pi, and that's 360 degrees. This is 270 degrees, and that's the diagram. So that's the diagram we're looking for. But we're looking for plus 2.3, So this line is 2.3, and if we draw a straight line all the way across, that straight line will cut here, right? So that's where it cuts, and that point here should be the first angle we're looking for. That's 66.5 degrees, and then the next one happens after a pi later. The distance from there to there is 1 pi. So that'll be 66.5 plus a pi. So that'll be 246.5 degrees. So the difference here is plus pi. So sometimes we write the formula for this expression by saying x equals the angle, the first angle you work out, so that's theta, plus pi n, where n is an integer. So integer are positive whole number, negative whole number, and 0. So these are positive whole number, negative whole number, and 0. So that's what integers are. So we're looking at things like minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So you could use n as an integer to find the value. So that was 66 plus n is 0, so you just get 66.5. When n is 1, you get 66.5 plus 180, because pi is 180 degrees. So just remind us that pi equals 180 degrees, and 2 pi equals 360 degrees. So you could have used a simple formula to do it, or explaining it with cast unit circle diagram, or using tangent function, where this is y equals tan of x, and this is the x-axis. So the solutions are these values, and you could use that formula, or you could use tangent function graph, or you could use cast unit circle diagram graph.